On day 1, I spawned in as Lava Spiderman in the middle of the Black Forest. Whoa, Lava Spiderman? What a combination! What will they think of next? But I didn't get to enjoy being the world's hottest web spinner for long, because suddenly, some Endermen were emerging out of the woods around me. Uh-oh, I think I'm gonna leave you guys to it. I turned and ran off as fast as I could, until I couldn't see the Endermen anymore. They blended in well with the dark trees of the Black Forest. I'm only a baby Lava Spiderman with 10 hearts and no weapons. I can't take on a whole gang of Endermen like this. But I hadn't accounted for one thing. Endermen can teleport! One of them popped up right in front of me, stopping me in my tracks.
Why are you running from us, little one? Do you have something to hide?
What? No! I don't have anything to hide. I was just running because you guys were scary. No offense.
Sorry, kid, but I don't buy that. You're gonna need to come with us. Our master is gonna want to speak to you.
I thought about running again, or trying to fight, but then I turned and saw that even more of the Endermen had appeared behind me. There was no way I could get out! On day 2, one of the Endermen took me to some kind of strange fort, deep in the Black Forest. I had no idea who these Endermen worked for, or what they planned to do with me.
If you just play ball with us, kid, then no harm will come to you. There are just a few things we need to figure out.
Somehow, I didn't believe him. He threw me into some kind of prison cell with tall walls and no ceiling, just staring off into the sky. That's when I noticed a back door.
Don't bother trying to open that.
I turned and saw a cartographer standing in the corner, watching me.
I've tried. It can only be opened from the other side. I've been here for a week, so I think we're gonna be here in the long run.
So they got you too, huh? I'm Zozo. They captured me outside. What are you in for?
They captured me while mapping out the area. I'm a cartographer. That means I make maps. But they accused me of working for some suspicious person and locked me up. Believe me, I've tried every way to escape. It's impossible.
Or maybe not. Going on a hunch, I walked over to one of the walls and started to climb up it, like a spider. This must have been one of my awesome Lava Spiderman powers. Look at me go! I climbed all the way up the wall and hopped up onto the other side. Then, I opened the door from the other side, freeing the cartographer.
That was amazing, Zozo. You're like a superhero.
Aw, geez, that's nice of you to say. But we should probably get out of here before those weird Endermen come back and try to capture us again.
Good idea. We'll split up, and I hope to see you again someday, Zozo.
Likewise, stay safe out there. So I ran off, trying to make my way out of the sinister Black Forest. On day 3, I escaped the Black Forest and reached the Badlands, which was as scorching hot and unforgiving as the name suggests. Wow, thank goodness I'm a Lava Spiderman, or I'd be roasting right now. But it wasn't just the heat that was a problem, it was hunger. You can't just run away from a bunch of sinister, mysterious Endermen without working up an appetite. And there aren't that many trees around here either, so I guess apples are out of the question too. But I wasn't out of luck just yet. I managed to find some delicious, healthy carrots nearby and pick them up for a quick snack. I may be a Spider-Man, but I'll take some nice carrots over flies any day. After eating the carrots and filling up my hunger bar, I continued exploring the Badlands until I ran into something spectacular. A huge, tough diamond golem.
Hey there, little dude. Pick your jaw up off the floor. You may be looking at the ultimate blinged out golem, but don't worry, I'm actually very approachable.
Sorry, I don't mean to stare, it's just, wow, you're so shiny.
Oh yeah, you better believe it. You know what they say, diamonds are forever, and so am I, no matter what these goofy, unshiny Endermen say.
Wait, the Endermen are after you too? I literally just escaped from those guys.
Is that so, little bro? Then I think we have a lot to say to each other. Follow me, my pad isn't far from here.
I'd made another friend. I eagerly followed the diamond golem through the Badlands, excited for whatever would come next. From day 4 to day 5, I continued with the diamond golem over to his pad. It was the coolest base I'd ever seen, the exact kind of thing you'd expect from a blinged out super golem. Wow, this place is amazing, diamond golem. I'm so impressed.
Please, kid, call me Dino. And your name?
I'm Zozo, Zozo the Lava Spiderman.
That's a mouthful, little Zozo, but I can dig it. What you're lacking in Riz, you can make up for in guts. I like that. Let me guess, people have called you a superhero?
Wow, that was a good guess.
I have a talent for reading people. You just look like a hero, man. There are some dangerous people out there. Not every golem is as nice and cool as me. I need your help to take care of the people out there giving me a bad name. Can you dig it? You think you're tough enough?
I can dig it, and I definitely think I'm tough enough. I'll help you defeat all the bad guys.
Right on, little Zozo. First though, you can't hang out here. You're harshing my vibe. Take these tools and go build your own place. Get it?
Yes, sir. Dino the Diamond Golem gave me a stone sword and a stone pickaxe, and I left to make a base of my own. That's how I ended up in the Amaranth Fields. Yeah, this is a much nicer climate. I immediately started cutting down trees and mining stone until I had enough material to start building a base. It wasn't anywhere near as cool as Dino's base, but if I worked hard, maybe someday it would be. But the physical exercise was worth it anyway, because I suddenly leveled up, getting bigger, stronger, suddenly having 20 hearts, and gaining a new power, Web Blasts. Oh yeah, now I'm like a real Spider-Man. And that new power couldn't have come at a better time. One of the same Endermen from earlier teleported in front of me.
I've been searching for you all day since you escaped our base. I knew you were trouble.
Oh, you have no idea. Unlike them, I wasn't taking prisoners. I fired Web Blast after Web Blast until the Enderman was no more. When I level up enough, I'm gonna be every bit as strong as Dino the Diamond Golem. From day 6 to day 8, I continued working on my base, making it a little bigger by adding a new building. And once I'd done that, I could start making it look as cool as Dino's base. During my lunch break, I saw a familiar figure walking through the Amaranth Fields. It was the cartographer who'd been in the prison with me. Of course, I immediately ran over to have a chat with my old cellmate. Hey, buddy, how's the free life treating ya?
Hi, Zozo. I wish I could say it was shaking out well, but it's honestly been pretty tough.
Oh no, why?
My boss, an iron golem, was meant to give me instructions on what maps to make next. But when I got to his house, it was destroyed, and he was gone. It feels like something suspicious has happened. Maybe someone is going after golems.
That's worrying. Take care of yourself out there, cartographer. I'm gonna go tell Dino the Diamond Golem. If someone is going after golems, he needs to know. And being true to my word, I immediately left to go visit Dino and warn him about the potential threat.
Wish I could say I was surprised, but it ain't easy being a golem. Here's the thing though, us golems are tough. We're not easy to take out. If someone is going after golems, there's a good chance they're a vengeful golem themselves.
Do we have any leads on who it can be?
I've heard rumors of an obsidian golem operating in the North Badlands. Go look into that and report back to me.
Of course, Dino. I'll get on it. And so I left in search of the obsidian golem, who was potentially behind the golem disappearances. From day 9 to day 10, I traveled north, braving the harsh conditions of the Badlands, knowing how important my mission was. But why would the obsidian golem go after his own kind like that? It doesn't make sense. As a budding superhero, I know that nobody commits a crime without having some kind of motive. But while I was mulling over the mystery I'd been sent to solve, the obsidian golem got the jump on me, literally jumping out right in front of me.
I knew someone was following me. You think because I'm a golem, I'm dumb? Big mistake, bucko. And unless you have a good explanation, it'll be your last.
Look, I'm sorry that I was looking for you, but it was for a good cause. I'm hunting the person who's making golems disappear.
Like I'd buy that. I think either you're the culprit or you're working for him. And I'm not taking any chances on my life here. Let's go, creep.
There was no more reasoning with him after that. The obsidian golem attacked me full force, and there was nothing I could do to talk him down. I just fought back as best as I could until he was finally defeated. But in the process, I was almost completely destroyed. Wow, Dino wasn't kidding about golems being powerful. Luckily for me, a friendly mungus happened to be passing by. He walked over to me, seeming concerned.
You okay there, son? You're not looking so hot, aside from the lava, of course.
Yeah, I just got beaten up by a huge, powerful obsidian golem, so you're right, I'm not doing too well.
Lucky for you, I've got a spare health potion. Here, take it. You look like you need it more than me.
He gave me a health potion, which I quickly drank, delighted to have my health restored. You're a lifesaver, literally. Say, do you have any idea what kind of golem might be able to destroy other golems? I'm hunting a dangerous criminal.
A golem that destroys golems, huh? That's a tall order. There'd need to be an extremely tough golem to do that, not to mention incredibly crafty. An obsidian golem is probably too low level to pull off that kind of evil scheme.
An extremely tough golem. Interesting. This will give me something to look into. From day 11 to day 12, I returned to Dino the Diamond Golem's awesome pad with less than awesome news. I met Among Us out in the Badlands, Dino, and he seemed to think that the obsidian golem didn't have anything to do with all the disappearances. It'd need to be a much stronger golem than him.
Huh, who you gonna trust when it comes to golems, little man? Some random mungus? Or me, an actual golem? Believe me, nobody knows this situation better than Dino.
That makes sense, I guess. What do you think I should do now then?
There's a sandstone golem in the Amaranth Fields. I've got a good reason to believe he's involved in all this. You don't need to investigate him, just take him out. Understood?
Understood. I'm sorry for ever doubting you, Dino.
Yeah, man, you better be.
Now knowing how tough golems were, I knew that I needed better weapons to take them on. That's when I found a mining cave and searched deep inside until I found some iron ore. This is exactly what I need. I mined the iron ore and set to building a furnace in that deep, dark cave. I then used the furnace to smelt the iron ore into iron ingots, which I then turned into an awesome iron sword and an iron pickaxe. Now I've really got an edge. I left the cave only to find an angry grizzly bear outside waiting for me. So this is your cave, huh? When the bear tried to attack me, I unleashed some web blast and then defeated it with my iron sword. First a grizzly bear, next a grizzly golem. From day 13 to day 15, I traveled across the Amaranth Fields in the glistening nightlight, searching for the sandstone golem so I could carry out my mission. I finally spotted the golem, standing at a campfire and warming himself. It was strange. He didn't look aggressive at all, but I trusted Dino. I carefully approached, my sword drawn, preparing to fire a web blast at him and then charge in for an attack. But before I could, he turned and saw me standing there.
Hey there, friend. You look a little chilly for a Lava Spiderman. Want to come and warm yourself by my fire?
Are you sure?
Of course. There's room enough for everyone around here.
I approached carefully and stood next to the sandstone golem, even though Dino had told me not to. We talked for a while, shared some jokes, and strangely, he seemed like a nice guy. I just couldn't believe he'd been behind all the golem disappearances. Something was up, something fishy. I left the sandstone golem safely by his campfire and went back to talk to Dino. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. From day 16 to day 19, I went straight back to Dino's pad to confront him about all the strange things I'd been noticing lately. He wasn't pleased.
What? Why didn't you take out the sandstone golem? Why? Don't you trust me?
It's not that I don't trust you, it's just everything you've said to me, it doesn't quite add up.
Here's what doesn't add up, kid. You and me. If you don't trust me, as in you don't follow every single one of my orders to the letter without question, I can't work with you. Get out of here and never come back. I'll solve the golem disappearances myself.
With that, I left Dino's pad, knowing I'd probably never see him again. I returned to my base, only to see, to my surprise, that the cartographer was waiting for me there again. Oh, hey, cartographer, what's up?
No time for small talk. I've discovered something important. The one behind the golem disappearances. It's a diamond golem.
What?
It makes total sense. That's one of the toughest kinds of golems out there. Only he would be strong enough to easily take out other golems.
Oh no! Dino was behind it all along! He used me! I need to warn Sandstone! I ran back to the Sandstone Golem's camp in the Amaranth Fields, but it was already too late! Sandstone was gone, and only Dino remained!
You're too late, Zozo, my man. I just finished up what you should have done. Sandstone's finished.
You monster! You used me! You've been betraying and destroying your own kind! But why?
Simple. A diamond golem is pretty special, but you know what's even more special? Being the only golem. And I like the sound of that.
So you're just destroying all the other golems to satisfy your own ego?
Yeah, pretty much. Why? You gonna stop me?
I'm absolutely gonna stop you! I'm Zozo, the Lava Spiderman! I'm this world's superhero, and your evil, selfish plan ends here! But it didn't end there, because Dino the Diamond Golem ran up to me and knocked me out cold with a single punch! From day 20 to day 22, I came to at the campsite. Dino wasn't there anymore, but the camp wasn't empty. A TNT Golem was standing right above me. Oh no, you don't work for Dino, do you?
Goodness no, I'm Splodo, the TNT Golem. I was here to warn my friend Sandstone about the evil plans of Dino the Diamond Golem, but it seems I was too late.
I'm so sorry I couldn't save your friend, Splodo. I should have seen Dino for what he was earlier, but I was so blinded by how cool he seemed. I let him boss me around. But never again. We'll work together to take him down. Splodo returned to my base with me, and I built a new house for him to sleep in while we worked on our shared plan to take down Dino before he could destroy all the golems.
I believe in you, Zozo. Together, we're gonna bring this evildoer down.
Yeah, we'll be superheroes together. From day 23 to day 26, I traveled back to the Black Forest. It sure feels different being back here after learning so much. I was a Lava Spider Boy back then. Now, I'm a Lava Spider-Man.
Help! I need somebody! Help! Not just anybody! I need a hero!
Hey, that's me. Wait, I know that voice. I followed the sound of the voice and saw the cartographer being attacked by a guster. Get away from him! I fired a web blast at the guster, destroying it.
Thank you. That was a pretty close one. I'm glad you showed up.
Me too. I want to make up for letting Dino trick me, and that means I need to help as many good guys as I can. Being a superhero isn't just about beating the villain, it's about helping the people who need it. From day 27 to day 31, I continued exploring the Black Forest. As I did, I spotted a herd of sheep that looked really lost. Turned out, I was right. They had lost their old home and were trying to find a new, safe place to stay. So I escorted them back to my base. I guess you guys will need a place to stay. No point in inviting you over and then making you just stand around. That would be rude. So I built a pen for the sheep. It wasn't anything fancy, but they seemed pretty happy with it. After I was done building that, I decided to check in on the rest of the base. While I was gone, Splodo the TNT golem added a chest area and made paths while I was building. Awesome, so much extra storage, just what every superhero needs. Meanwhile, Dino the diamond golem was at his base in the Badlands, and he was up to no good.
If I'm gonna get rid of all the rest of the golems, I'll need some extra muscle. That's where you come in. Think you're up to the task?
Bada bing, bada boom.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that means yes, boss.
From day 32 to day 35, I hatched a new plan. I need to go back and talk to those Endermen and explain what I know. I think we're actually all on the same side. I just hope they'll listen to me. I traveled back to their base in the Black Forest, where I spotted one of the Endermen standing out front. Hi there, funny story, I was wrong about some stuff.
You! Bold move coming here, little Lava Spider-Man. You're in big trouble.
Wait, we don't have to fight. We're on the same side, I promise.
Do you think I'm a fool? Why would I believe you?
You can take me to your boss. I'll come willingly this time. I just want to talk to him.
Interesting. Very well.
He took me to an evoker. Hello, my name is Zozo.
I know who you are. You're an acquaintance of Dino the diamond golem, yes?
I was, but I was wrong. He tricked me. I'm so sorry. I want to help.
I can tell that you have a good and honest heart. The heart of a hero. Very well, young Zozo. There is very little we know for certain at this point, but we do know that the golem disappearances plaguing this land can all be traced back to Dino. I will provide you with more information when I have it, as long as you promise to do the same.
It's a deal. From day 36 to day 39, I traveled back to my base. Those guys were actually pretty nice. I can't believe I was so scared of them before, but now we can work together. But if I'm going to be much help, I'll need some better equipment. To the mines! I headed down into the cave and started mining. I found some iron ore, which I smelted into iron ingots. I used it to craft a set of iron armor. I returned to my base shortly after, only to find a toolsmith waiting for me.
Excuse me, are you Zozo?
Sure am.
I brought you something.
He handed me a diamond. Oh, wow, thank you. What did I do to deserve this?
I just thought maybe you could use it. Also, I need your help. Come with me. We have a friend in common who needs to speak with you.
From day 40 to day 43, I followed the toolsmith and was surprised to see the evoker. Hey again, what's going on? I just saw you.
Indeed, but I have received some new information that I needed to deliver in person as soon as possible. You see, Dino is…
But before he could finish what he was saying, a pillager showed up.
Bada bing, bada boom. You dead meat, Zozo.
Uh-oh, that's me he's talking about. He was way bigger and stronger than me. I'm not sure if I can defeat this guy. Both myself and the evoker ran off in separate directions and met up later, coincidentally.
Go, Zozo, run! I will do my best to handle him. I will meet you in a safe place when the coast is clear.
You got it! I ran out of there as fast as I could. From day 44 to day 49, I made it back to my base without the pillager following me. I just hope the evoker got out of there okay.
I certainly did, young Zozo.
The evoker emerged, somehow, completely unharmed. You're here! You're alive! Oh, I'm so glad. I was scared the pillager would hurt you.
He certainly gave it his best try, but I managed to elude him. I didn't get this far by being an easy target, you know. I may not be much of a fighter, but I know how to survive.
Me too. So far, at least.
I've learned of something that I believe will help you with your continued survival, and with our shared goal of stopping Dino from continuing to wreak havoc.
Oh, sweet. Tell me about it.
There is a special weapon, a destroyer, capable of breaking apart diamonds with very little effort. I imagine it would give you the edge you need against Dino when you finally confront him.
Sounds perfect. Where is it?
That's the trouble. Its location is a secret. I have heard that there may be useful information in the Badlands, however, I suggest you travel there and see what you can turn up.
I'll head there now. From day 50 to day 53, I traveled to the Badlands in search of information on the Destroyer. They call this place the Badlands for a reason. It's terrible. I hope I find something quickly and don't have to stay here for too long. Thankfully, my wish came true. I spotted a book on the ground, and when I picked it up, I noticed the title, The Destroyer and You. Wow, this is super convenient. Okay, it says that the Destroyer is a special weapon, one that's hundreds of years old. It was created to overthrow a corrupt diamond golem who tried to become the king of the land. Hey, that's kind of like what Dino's doing, I think. But where is it? When I flipped to the end of the book, the last page was missing. Oh no, I bet that was the part of the book with the Destroyer's location. Guess I'll have to come up with another plan. Back to the spider base. From day 54 to day 57, I was on my way back to my base when the pillager jumped into view, blocking my path. Hey, I'm walking here.
Well, hey, I'm blocking here. You thought you got away, huh? Well, tough toenails, kid. No one gets away from Petey the Pillager.
If you won't let me pass, I guess we'll just have to fight about it.
Give it a shot, Pipsqueak.
I attacked the pillager, but he didn't even budge. Uh-oh, he's still way too strong. I need to get out of here before this gets serious. I fled the scene and got out of there as fast as I could. Meanwhile, at Dino's hideout, he was feeling triumphant.
Another one bites the dust. Soon, I'll be the only golem around. No one's gonna be as special as me. All these other golems better watch their backs.
From day 58 to day 62, I ran back to my base. When I got there, I saw that my friends there had built an additional storage room for us to keep weapons in. Hey, with all this space, I should make some new weapons to keep in here. To the mines! I headed down into the cave to see what I could find. Turns out, luck was on my side because what I found was some diamonds. I've heard of fighting fire with fire. Maybe I should try fighting diamonds with more diamonds. I gathered the diamonds and used them to craft a diamond sword, a diamond pickaxe, and a diamond chestplate. From day 63 to day 66, Splodo came to speak with me.
Zozo, I was able to find out the location of that destroyer you're looking for. Apparently, it's in the Brimstone Caverns. Quick, come with me, I'll show you.
I followed Splodo to the Brimstone Caverns. Phew, it smells like rotten eggs in here.
Yep, that's all the brimstone. Anyway, here's the place.
Uh-oh, looks like we can't get in. I think we need some kind of key.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Zozo. I'll help you look for a key. We'll get in there.
Thanks, Splodo. You're the bomb. Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
From day 67 to day 70, Splodo and I walked back to my base. When I got there, the evoker was waiting for me. Hey, maybe I should go ahead and build you a guest room.
No thank you, Zozo. This is not a social call, I'm afraid. I'm here to ask you for your help. A magma golem is tearing apart the Amaranth fields, and I fear that he will burn them all down in a fit of rage. Please, help me reason with him before his fiery temper destroys everything.
I'll do my best. I looked around, following the smell of burning grass, and sure enough, I spotted a magma golem stomping around. He looked really angry. Hey, I can see you're upset about something, but you don't have to do this. Please stop before someone gets hurt.
You! I know you! You're working with him, that awful diamond golem who killed Sandstone. I have nothing to say to you, with my mouth at least. We can talk with my fists.
Your fist can talk? Oh, no, you mean you're gonna fight me? Wait! He wouldn't listen. He attacked me, and I had to fight back. My diamond chestplate protected me from taking too much damage, and I managed to knock him back long enough to talk again. I don't work with Dino anymore. I realized what kind of guy he really was. Now I'm trying to stop him from hurting any more golems, I swear.
You're not just lying to save your skin?
No, from a lava guy to a magma guy, I promise I'm telling the truth.
Then I've got an idea. Let's you and me work together and show that diamond-studded jerk he's not as special as he thinks he is.
From day 71 to day 74, I showed the magma golem back to my base. He told me that he had lost his home while trying to run from Dino, and he didn't have anywhere else to go. Luckily, we had plenty of room. You can stay here for as long as you want. It'll be fun. But I couldn't stick around for the housewarming. The pillager turned up, ready to cause some trouble.
Still gonna be fun when I crash your party, little man?
Oh no, the pillager!
That's right. Hey, nice place you got here. Would be a shame if something happened to it.
With that, he started attacking my base and smashing it up. I drew my diamond sword and attacked the pillager, but he was still stronger than me.
Nice try, Pipsqueak, but no dice. I'm gonna take something of yours to teach you a lesson.
Before I could stop him, he ran away.
Zozo, help!
That was Splodo's voice. I ran in to help, but the pillager and Splodo were already gone. I couldn't stop him from taking Splodo. What kind of hero am I? I couldn't take it anymore, and I went to my room to lie down. A little while later, the magma golem came to my room.
Zozo, I built some additional defenses while you were resting. We have a new perimeter wall around the base to protect against any future invaders.
Thank you. That makes me feel a little bit better. Now I just need to find a way to get Splodo back. Meanwhile, in the Badlands.
Now that the pillager has taken that TNT golem that I couldn't get to before, I'm one step closer. That loser Zozo is never gonna beat me.
From day 75 to day 78, I was busy trying to come up with a plan to rescue Splodo. I'm not ready to fight the pillager yet. I'm going to need something to give me an edge. A new weapon or another ability, something. And as if on cue, the evoker appeared.
Zozo, I heard what happened to your explosive little friend. I believe this may help you. The pillager is vulnerable to explosive attacks and has very sensitive eyes. Its flashy ammunition should both damage and distract him.
He handed me a firework crossbow. Oh, this is awesome. Do you know where I can find the pillager?
I know many things, Zozo, and yes, that is one of them. He lives just outside of Dino's lair in the Badlands.
Thank you! I took my new crossbow and set off to find the pillager and get my friend back. From day 79 to day 84, I traveled to the Badlands. It didn't take long for me to spot the pillager lurking around outside of Dino's base. Give me back my friend.
Nah, I don't feel like it.
Maybe this will change your mind. I fired my firework crossbow and it actually managed to hit. Hey, maybe I can actually do this. And so the battle with the pillager began. I felt much more confident with my new weapon, but he was still much stronger than me.
Ready to give up?
No, this is merely a tactical retreat. I ran away until I found a big rock to hide behind, where I met, against all odds, Splodo the TNT golem.
Zozo, I escaped, and on my way out, I managed to grab this. Quick, eat it!
He tossed me a golden apple. I ate it in one big bite, and I felt myself growing stronger. My heart increased to 60, and I gained a jump boost. I grew too. That golden apple gave me the strength I needed to finally defeat the pillager. I ran back, fighting the pillager one-on-one, until nothing was left. Dino's strongest henchman had been defeated, and Splodo came over to celebrate with me. I did it! Thank you, Splodo. You're a real hero.
So are you. Come on, let's go home.
From day 85 to day 89, Splodo and I returned to the base.
Guess what?
Chicken butt?
No, that's really funny though. I grabbed something that the pillager dropped when you beat him. It's a magic key. I think it's the key to the Brimstone Caverns. You can finally go and get the destroyer.
That's amazing. You've helped so much. Thank you, Splodo.
You can thank me by getting rid of Dino once and for all.
With the magic key in hand, I traveled back to the Brimstone Caverns. I held my breath as I unlocked the door and entered the caverns. There, I saw it, the destroyer! Yes, finally! I started walking toward it, but a wither skeleton jumped in the way. Oh, no you don't. It attacked me, but I fought back. It took a little while, but I managed to defeat it. A destroyer, yes! I've got to get this back to my base. From day 90 to day 94, I left the Brimstone Caverns, ready to head back to my base. But as I exited the caverns, Dino, the diamond golem, appeared in behind me.
Hey Zozo, how's it going?
What? Aren't you here to attack me?
Nah, why would I do that? We used to work together pretty well, you and me. What do you say we team up again? Give it another shot.
Are you kidding? You lied to me. You kidnapped my friend. You're trying to hurt tons of people. Why would I ever work with you?
Because when I'm the big boss around here, you're gonna want to be on my good side.
I don't think you have a good side. With great power comes a lot of responsibility, and you've misused it at every turn. Thanks, but no thanks.
Fine, have it your way.
Before I could stop him, he pushed me into a deep hole and snatched the destroyer out of my hands. He left me there and took the weapon with him. From day 95 to day 97, I used my new climbing skills to escape Dino's trap. But by the time I got out, he was long gone, and so was the destroyer. I need some advice. I should go visit the evoker and see what he thinks I should do. I traveled to the Black Forest to see if the evoker had any tips for me. But when I got there, the place was in chaos. The evoker was there, but he was badly injured. Oh no, what happened?
Dino came through on a rampage. He must have learned that I told you about the destroyer. I don't have much time, little Lava Spiderman. Listen close. You must get the destroyer back. It holds a great power, and it will give you the strength you need to defeat him. The weapon itself is not what matters, but the strength within you that it will bring to the surface. The power is within you.
And just like that, he was gone. Thank you for everything. I promise to get revenge on Dino for everything he's done. On day 98, I returned to my base to get some rest and come up with the next phase of my plan. But when I got there, it was a mess. The perimeter wall was destroyed, and I couldn't see my friends anywhere. Oh no, Dino must have done this.
He did.
Splodo, you're okay.
I am. I managed to hide from him. Everyone else ran away. I don't blame them. It was scary. But don't get discouraged, Zozo. We're going to be superheroes together. Remember?
I'm not so sure, Splodo. He's so much more powerful than us. How can we ever hope to beat him?
Listen, I know it seems hopeless, but we have to try. I'm still here. It's not over yet. He came after our base. Now we need to take the fight to him.
On day 99, I traveled to the Badlands to confront the baddest guy in those lands once and for all. I don't know if I'll make it through this, but I know I have to try. Splodo was right. I can't lose hope now. When I got there, he was waiting for me.
Hey, Zozo! Welcome to my humble abode. Ready to lose another fight?
Nope. I attacked him, but he hit hard. I took a lot of damage, but I got an idea. I got my firework crossbow and fired a shot. It surprised Dino, and he jumped back. When he did, he dropped the destroyer. Now's my chance. I grabbed the destroyer and took off in the opposite direction of Dino's base.
Yeah, you better run.
I'll be back. I took the destroyer back to my base and remembered what the evoker said. The power is in me. I just have to find it. I used the destroyer, and as I did, I had a vision of every fight I'd had so far, every friend I'd made along the way. I felt so much stronger. When the vision ended, I saw that my base was magically repaired, as if Dino had never destroyed it. That's it. I'm ready. On day 100, I returned to Dino the Diamond Golem's base for the final showdown. This time, I had the destroyer, and more importantly, the heart of a hero. My heart, I mean.
You're too late, Zozo. Pretty soon there won't be any golems left. You think you're special? You're not special. I'm the only one who's special.
That's not true. You think you're better than everyone else, and that's why you'll never really win. I used the destroyer to attack, and for the first time, I did some real damage to Dino.
Hey, what's the big idea?
Justice, that's what. It was a tough fight. Dino was the strongest opponent I had ever faced, but I knew I could beat him. And after a hard battle, I finally did! I can't wait to go home and tell Splodo. We did it! We beat the bad guy! We're real superheroes after all.